Most phones these days support multi-screen or split-screen view where you can use two apps on top of each other at the same time, but setting it up can be a little pain sometimes. Split-screen Creator makes it much easier. So all you do is you create a widget, and you're going to get Split-screen Creator from your widget drawer, drag that to your home screen, and then it's going to ask you to choose apps. So let's say that I like to watch YouTube videos while I'm browsing Twitter. So I'm going to put YouTube on the top. I'm going to put my Twitter app on the bottom. And then you can give it a name if you want, but I'm just going to leave it. Hit create. And now it's added that. And when I tap it, it's going to open up both of these apps at the same time. I don't have to do any of the hard work. And then I can just use them as I normally would. I can, stretch them and just stuff like that. So it's just a really easy way to use some of your favorite apps in split screen mode. There are still a lot of people that prefer to use local music instead of cloud services. And Libre Music is a open source, very simple local music player. So you can see here the UI just very clean. You get artists, albums, and songs. That's all you need. When you listen to a song, it pulls it up here, and this is the player. Just really big buttons, so there's not really a lot going on, which is nice. There is some settings, so you can change the theme, and you got some cue sheet encoding that you can do. But really, this is just a bare bones, dead simple. It's open source. It's very clean. It's very fast. If you're looking for something like that, Libre Music is worth a shot. If you have a phone with an AMOLED display, there's really nothing better than a wallpaper with pure black. It just looks really cool. AMOLED Minimal is a wallpaper app all about that. So here are just a bunch of different wallpapers, and one thing that they all have in common is a black background. And so you can find something you like. This looks pretty cool. Just some diagonal lines. And so when you're ready, just tap the little check mark. It's gonna apply that wallpaper, and boom, there you go. And there's tons of different ones that you can choose from here. You can see that they have almost 500 different wallpapers. So if you have an AMOLED display and you're looking for some awesome wallpapers, check out AMOLED Minimal. Volume Sync is an app that does exactly what it says. It syncs your volume. So when you have an Android phone, there are a bunch of different things that the volume can control. So you got notification volume, media volume, which is like music and videos and stuff, system volume, alarm volume, and in-call volume. And so you can control all of these different things, and when you hit the volume button on your phone, depending on what's happening, you will be able to control it. So right now I don't have anything playing, so the volume ringer comes up, but if I was listening to a video, it would control the media. If you don't want to do all that, you just want to sync it all together, all you do is you turn this app on and you select which ones that you want to sync together, and now when I adjust the volume, you can see that they all move at the same rate. They're all synced together. So that's kind of a cool app to do that if that's something that you need. Clockwise is an alarm clock that does a lot more than a regular alarm clock. So here we go. I have one set up for 8:30 a.m. and I can tap that, and this is where it's unique. So you can see these little modules underneath my alarm: weather, this day in history, and news for sports. And so if you tap the little plus button, you can add these things to your alarm, and when you wake up in the morning, these are going to go off. So for example, say I want top Reddit post by subreddit, I can do that, and I can just put one in here, see how many I want to be read off, so one, and then save that, and then I would add that. But I have a few set up, so let's get the alarm to go off and see what it sounds like.
Here is the weather for the Waverly area. Light rain. It is currently 61 degrees. The high today will be 68 degrees. Here is what happened on this day in history. In the year 1962, last run of the famous Pines Express over the Somerset and Dorset Railway line, UK. Fittingly using the last steam locomotive built by British Railways, 9F locomotive 92,220 Evening Star. Here are the top news stories from sports. Patriots got the humbling loss they probably needed. ESPN.
So there we go. That's the clockwise alarm, some weather, a kind of boring history thing, and then the sports headline. So you can set it up in a bunch of different ways, wherever you like. That's called clockwise. Memory Helper is a simple to-do list app, but it has a cool feature that will really help you remember to do things. So here's how it looks, and it's just really basic. I've got a few things here. You just tap the plus button to add something, and then you can swipe it away like that. But the cool feature about Memory Helper is you can set it up so that it will always come on when you unlock your phone. So let's say that I'm not in the app and I'm doing something else on my phone, I lock it, and then a little bit later in the day I turn on my phone again. You can see it automatically opened up to Memory Helper, so I can see right there, okay, I gotta do this stuff before I do anything else in my phone and get distracted. So if you like an app like that that's gonna really keep on you about doing things, this is a good one. It's called Memory Helper. Battery Meter Overlay is an app that does exactly that. It overlays a battery meter. So all you do is you tap it on and you'll see it come in from the top there, a little ring. And I can change how this looks. So maybe I want a white background, maybe I want a transparent background. You can also change just the theme of it. So this one is a little bit more abstract, doesn't say the number. We can change the color of that as well, or we can do like a bar instead of a ring. You can also change the color, so maybe I want 77% to be yellow instead of green to show that I don't have much left. So you can really customize that, how it looks. Then you can also enable notification to make the app a little bit more stable so it doesn't go away. But if you want a little battery meter on the top of your screen, this is a cool app called Battery Meter Overlay. We've all had those situations where you're trying to help someone use their phone and maybe you're not with them, so it's kind of hard to explain what you want them to do. Inkwire is an app that makes it really easy. You can actually remotely show someone on their phone how to use it. So when you open it up, you get two options. You either can share your display to someone else, or you can access someone's display. So if we want to share this display for someone else, we could hit share. Now we get this little code here. So then you go to another device with this app installed and type in that code. So now I'm actually accessing my phone from another phone. And when you draw on the screen, you'll see this little red dot. That's where my finger is. And so if you wanted someone to tap on something, you could just be like, hey, tap here. You can enable the microphone so you can actually talk to them. So you'd be like, hey, tap here, then do this. So you can really demonstrate what you want them to do. Pretty much every Android phone nowadays has the same combination to take a screenshot. You hold the power button and the volume down button at the same time. But if you want to change that, there's an app called Snapshot Pro, which allows you to make it the home button. So all you do is you go into the apps where the Assist app is. This is Google by default to open Google Assistant. Change it to Snapshot Pro. Make sure that both of these things are enabled. And now when I long press the home button, it's actually going to take a screenshot instead of opening Google Assistant. Screenshots right there like it normally would. So if you take a lot of screenshots, maybe this is a little bit easier of a shortcut to use than the button combination, so you can do that. It's called Snapshot Pro. Material Notification Shade is an app that replaces the stock notification shade on your phone and replaces it with one that matches a more material design. So all you have to do is you turn it on and you give it a bunch of permissions for like notification and access, stuff like that. And then you can configure it. So there are a number of different themes you can choose from. So there's Android O theme, which I'm using right now. There's a Nougat theme, which is darker. And then there's also a EX theme, which I believe that changes the color based on what app you're using, but you have to unlock that with the Pro version. And there's also themes for how notifications show up in the bar. So I have the colored option here, and if I pull down, you can see that, say I have these installed from the Play Store here, and they're green to match the Play Store. If you had like a Google Inbox notification, it would be blue, Gmail would be red, etc. So it's just like a little bit more colorful. And you can also use a light or a dark or just a system default for that. There's colors for the notification shade color if you just wanted to customize that yourself. Brightness slider color, and you can even choose a profile picture. And then there's some pro versions options as well. But it's pretty cool. It works really well. You know, there's no like lag or anything like that. It replaces the notification shade in your phone and gives a little bit new look. It's really fun to watch things with other people, but sometimes you just can't get together to watch it all together. This app called Rabbit allows you to watch things together without actually being together. So what it does is you can stream things and it creates like a chat room for those things. So here's some things that are just streaming right now. So here's somebody watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on Netflix. I can go into this room and now Always Sunny is playing on the top, and I can join the conversation in the bottom here and comment. And then just like chat with other people who are watching it. So I can leave that room. Here's the calendar of like upcoming events. So I RSVP'd to watch Rick and Morty later today, and then I'll get a notification for that. And there's a bunch of other things. Here's all I've RSVP'd, and then you can host things, but you have to do that from your computer because you got to like do the streaming and whatnot. But it's just a cool little app to watch things online with other people. It's called Rabbit. So this is kind of just a joke app, but it's kind of funny and something you could show your friends. It's called the Smartphone Upgrader 2017. And what it does is it gives you a notch. So I tap that button for the iPhone and boom, I have an iPhone notch on the top of my phone. Isn't that exciting? And if you prefer Android, you can tap the little toggle and now I have an Essential Phone notch. And you can adjust the size of it. You make it really obnoxious and big if you want. But that's just a funny little app that you could mess around with your friends and tease them if they have the iPhone X or Essential Phone. Cubiso is a game all about creating shapes. So you're going to get like a bunch of different shapes here scattered around. And what you do is you tap on one and then you can rotate it. And the trick is to tap on these and get them into the right position so that you can make a larger shape. So let's see if we can figure this one out. And there we go. So that was kind of difficult. What really makes it difficult is that the perspective is kind of weird. You don't really know how the shape is supposed to be oriented in the space. And so it can get a little tricky, but that's just the general idea. And these shapes get more complicated as you go. I'm only on level 4 and it's already getting kind of difficult. So if you like that kind of thing, puzzles and moving shapes into place, Cubiso is a great game for that. White Hole is a defense game and an attack game. So you are this little triangle on the edge of this circle, and your job is to just kind of defend that circle. So first there's this defense mode where you can move around and collect these items, and that's going to help you in attack mode, which is in right now. So I gotta try to get these little blobs that are moving toward the outer circle. I gotta try to get them before they get there, because the goal is to keep the outer circle intact, which I just failed. So you want to just see how long that you can survive. We'll try that one more time. So here's defense mode. Try to collect as many of these objects as you can because they will help you. Moving around I'm not very good at for some reason. Alright, so now I survived that wave and now I can have a chance to defend, get some more items. And so that's the general idea of White Hole. Just defend and attack and continue to survive as long as you can. You've probably played Snake before sometime in your life. This is Snake Towers, and it's basically like Snake, but it's a little bit different. So we'll just start swiping here. You swipe in a direction to go that way, and then you can go off the tower, and you go to a different tower. And that's kind of the unique thing about this version of Snake. So now I'm going to go to this one. And you just collect things, and the snake grows just like it normally would in Snake. But the cool thing is you go to these different towers, and all the different towers have different things going on. So that one right there, I needed to collect all of the items before I could open up the gates. So here's one where there's an outline of a snake on the floor, and if I missed some of them. I can, oh shoot, ran into the wall. Okay, so you get kind of the idea. It's like Snake, but it's on different towers, and all the different towers have like different things. So there's obstacles, there's different items that you can collect, there are different things you have to do to open up the gates. So it's just like Snake, but like a lot more to it. It's a little bit more fun than the standard Snake, just one board. But this is called Snake Towers. It's fun. See how long you can get your snake. Unbalance is a game, unsurprisingly, about balance. So the idea is you have to get this red ball to touch the blue square on the bottom. And what you do is you tap anywhere and you drop these little black balls, and they will move wherever the red ball is sitting on. So right there I just spun it, but it didn't hit the blue square like I wanted it to. So let's try that. That didn't work either. There we go. I needed to get it spinning really fast that time. So let's try another one. Got it. And I'm not going to play anymore because I'm going to lose the whole day to this. It's very addictive, but it's very fun. This game is called Unbalance. Color Twino is a game all about colors and blocks, and it's kind of similar to a lot of other games with a little bit of a twist. So you have blocks and they're mainly in pairs. So right here I got 2 red ones, and you just put that anywhere on the board, and then you can rotate these blocks. It shows you in the bottom what's coming up. And the goal is to get 5 or more of the same color in touching each other, and then they'll be removed from the board. So there I got a bunch of red ones. But the kind of tricky part is that they do come in pairs, so you have to try to fit these on the board in places so that you can get the 5 or more and keep the board clear, because if the board gets full and there's no more room to move, the game's over. So that is how you win, I guess, is just to see how long you can go before losing. But it's really fun. There's a lot of games like this where you just match colors, but the pair thing seems to make it a little bit more difficult and a little bit more challenging. So if you like games like this, check out Color Twino. Bungee Jump is a game about bungee jumping and collecting coins. So you're at the top of this thing here and you have a character. First you tap jump, then you have this little bar. You want to tap jump when it's in that orange spot. Got it? And then you're going to tap again to make him pull up. And you're going to want to tap a lot earlier than you think. You see, I tapped way up there and he still almost made it to the ground. And then once he's falling, you use the left and the right side of the screen to move your character and collect the coins. That's how you do that, very simple. So then we're gonna go to the next height, and I'm gonna do the same thing. He's gonna do a little weird thing. Then I'm gonna try to tap it at the perfect time. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. And now I'm gonna try to get more coins as he falls down again. Not bad. So now I get to go to the next height. And that's pretty much it. I'm making it look a little easier than it is because I've been playing this a lot, but it's actually pretty tough to get the perfect spot so that he doesn't smash into the ground, which I will show you what that looks like here. Boom, he did. So that's Bungee Jump, just a game about timing and collecting coins. It's pretty fun. Bubbaloo is a game all about connecting bubbles and getting rid of bubbles so they don't get to the bottom. So what you've got here is a bunch of different colors of bubbles, and you'll notice that some of them have the little circle with the line through it. Those are ones that you can't fling. All the ones that are plain you can. And what you want to do is you want to get groups of 3 or more of the same color together, and then that will remove them, because if you do that, so let's say it bounces off the wall, and now you can see that all the balls that underneath that, they fell off, because that's important, because if any ball crosses the bottom dotted line, the game is over. So you can bounce the balls off the wall, you can connect them like that, and once it's 3 or more, it will disappear. Put that one right there maybe. That didn't really help either, so now I'm kind of really stuck. Oh, I can get this yellow one right here. There we go. So that's the basic premise. You may have noticed that there were some like power-up things in there. There's a rainbow one that will change colors, and then there's like a star one which will connect a bunch of them. So it's just a very fun, simple, and addictive puzzle game about matching colors. Tap the Tower is basically an endless version of the old Donkey Kong game. So what you do is you're this little guy here, and you tap to move a spot forward, and you're going up these ladders and all these different levels, and there's barrels falling. There I just got ran over by a barrel. You can swipe up to jump the barrels, but you're collecting coins, you're avoiding obstacles, just trying to get to as many levels as you can, because that's your score, is how many levels. Oh shoot, missed another one. It's a very difficult game. There's a lot going on the screen that you have to keep an eye on. See if I can jump over there. There we go. You'll get there. So I have a shield right now that helps a lot, so get as high as you can. Oh, here comes a big stone. Oh shoot, smashed by a barrel again. So you get the basic idea. It's just kind of like the old Donkey Kong game. Avoid barrels, avoid obstacles, get power-ups, collect coins, and go to as many levels as you can before you get smashed.